Hello, hi, welcome or welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Charlotte. This is my little knitting nook, and I'm gonna do a pattern repeat. And by that, I mean I'm gonna knit up a pattern that I've already knitted up before, but as I'm currently speaking, that video isn't up yet. Probably will be up tomorrow. And it is the Sunday Socks by PetiteKnit. Now, in that video, which I never remember which corner it is, but in that video I knitted it up in this yarn, this very black yarn, and it is Sol from Hillesvåg Ullvarefabrik, which is not the recommended yarn for the pattern, but it worked. But this time I'm actually going to use the yarn that is recommended. And I have two colors. One is, let me get the actual names for this. Let me see here. It is the colors Oatmeal Melange, or 978. Was that correct? Yes. Peruvian Oatmeal Melange 978, and the color Very Light Gray 957. And and I have two because I want to knit my boyfriend up on the second pair, and I want to knit myself a pair because I'm kind of jealous of the socks that I made. I'm kind of jealous of the socks that I made for him. So I want to knit up a pair of my own, and I want to knit it up in the yarn that is recommended, which fortunately for me is a yarn that I've never tried before. So, and I'm also going to try a new technique, if we can call it that. Basically knitting both socks up at the same time using a round needle, a long enough round needle. I'm also gonna cast on a 5mm needle, just so I don't get a super tight cast on edge, because I tend to cast on quite tightly. So I'm gonna try to cast it on in my 5mm needle. And yeah, I'm very excited to try that. I am fairly sure that I will knit them together several times, and I will curse myself for it. But I really want to try it, because then I know that they will be identical. That's why I want to try it. Because I want identical socks. So yeah, obviously 2 skeins of each. And my boyfriend's size calls for 3 skeins, but he's getting 2, so they're obviously going to be a little bit shorter on his end. But yeah, I'm going to knit on mine first, obviously, because I am a cold person and it is cold outside and I want some cozy socks. So I'm going to start editing 2 videos now whilst starting on the sockles. I have now completed the leg. They now measure 20 centimeter, and I am so happy that I decided to try to do both at the same time. It is working out phenomenally. I mean, I did react a little bit with the fact that it is ribbit. Oh, okay. It obviously takes longer to knit everything up because I'm doing both at the same time, but still I only have to do it once and I have a pair. So this is my new go-to. This is absolutely my new go-to. But why I wanted to check up right now is because I'm finished with the leg, and I'm gonna do the heel. I'm gonna start the heel flap, and maybe I'll manage to do the gusset. What's the clock? It is almost 8 in the afternoon, evening. So I will I will at least do the heel flap, but I have to do it a little bit differently than what the pattern calls for, because I'm doing it in circulars. I don't really understand how I can. Well, I can't actually. Then I have to do, and that would just be a little bit too much hassle. How many do I have on each side here? Yeah, because when knitting up the heel in this pattern, it says to knit X amount of stitches, just continuing on knitting in the round. And then it says to turn, obviously, and knit beyond the starting point. So you knit, say you knit 5 stitches, and then it says knit 8 stitches, meaning you have to go beyond the starting point. And because I'm knitting on I wouldn't be able to do that on this, because then I have to start, I have to start here, and then I'll knit my 5 stitches, which is there, and then I have to knit all the way around and knit the other side. So what I'm gonna do instead is just to knit the complete amount of heel stitches on one side. Doing that, I will be able to just take the remaining stitches, which does not include with the heel flap, and just take it around to the other side of the magic loop. I'll leave the stitch marker. But in that way, I will get both my heels here. And then I think that will work out great. I am more nervous about starting the, picking up. That will be fun. But I'll do the heel flaps now, and then I'll come back to you. managed to do the heel flap and picked up for the sides of the heel. I think that's what the gusset's called. I don't really know. But let me try to show you as good as I can here. It looks weird right now, but I made, you can barely see it, but the heel flap, and started to pick up, or I have picked up, and I've started the decreases on it. And my hands are aching, so I'm putting it down for now and picking it back up tomorrow. Now, I did notice a, I don't want to call it mistake. It is a, let's call it a consequence of my actions. And did I just realize something about this? I think I did. I need another, hold on. I realized what I did. Let me just, alright, so because of how I had to do the heel whilst knitting both at the same time, there's one way I could have changed this up, and I'm gonna do that for my boyfriend's pair. Hopefully, if I remember to do it, but maybe you'll see this on. Okay, you'll probably see it better on this side here. So you see. So you have the heel here, and then you see there's a column of knits, and then the column of purls just goes into the heel. Now, so you see, yeah, so you have the heel here, and then you have the column of knits here, and there's no column of purls that separates the heel from the top of the foot. Now, that's on one of the feet. The other one, you see there is a column of purls that divides the heel and the top of the foot. I prefer that. I'm pretty sure that I prefer that. It doesn't really matter. It's for myself. I'm just excited to have a new pair of socks, like thick socks for myself. So it doesn't really matter for me. I will though try to fix that. Not try. I will fix that in my boyfriend's pair by just rotating the sock 2 stitches. No biggie. But yeah. I am, the worst part is basically done now. I just have to do decreases every other round until I've reached X amount of stitches, and then just work the foot until I have reached the desired length, and then do toe decreases. So I'm basically done. I don't think I will finish these tomorrow. I will not finish these tonight. I will not be knitting anymore tonight because my hands are aching, and it is close to bedtime for me. So yeah, there is one thing that I want to say. Taking it both socks at a time, meaning that I have to use both skeins at the time. I mean, the pattern calls for 100 grams for a pair, meaning one skein of 50 grams is enough for one sock. But I feel like I am doing yarn chicken. I've only knitted the the leg 20 centimeters, which is like 3 to 5 centimeters shorter than the pattern calls for, but still, I feel like I am playing a quite dangerous game of yarn chicken, even though I know that the store has more of this color in stock and I can just show up and buy another skein. I'm doing this so that I don't have a lot more left, but it's still scary. I don't like yarn chicken. I'm the person that buys one extra skein just in case, even though my size is like my size and the size up uses the same skeins, the same amount of skeins, so I shouldn't really need a next skein. Let me actually double check that for this pattern. My size and the size up is also 100 grams, so I should have a lot left over. I could have done like more, like a longer leg, but I mean, that's long enough, absolutely. All right, it is Friday, and I finished both of the socks yesterday. Now, I was about to actually just put them on and wear them, because I did put them on yesterday before I blocked them, and they are so nice. Now, I did lose patience because I wanted them to be finished and I wanted to wear them. So they're a little bit short. They were at least a little bit short pre-blocking. So I'm quite curious to check if they are, or to know if they are better now. Now, because of me knitting both of them at the same time, on the same needle, everything, there was one thing that I realized was when I got to the heel, it decreases, I guess, and you can't see them. There's a visible difference here. Do you see what I mean? So here, it just goes on. It's like one, how can I explain it better? Okay, so the first, let me use this as an example here. So, and I need to see myself as well. All right, so this last knit column is the last column, or the last stitches, the last 2 stitches that you need to pick up for the heel, that you knit back and forth. Meaning you pick up from the first, well, I guess it is the first, or the last knit column here. Meaning this purl column continues all along, and then you have this, like it is a continuation of the foot, or the leg around here. Now, if we go to the other one, do you see the difference? On this one, I kind of twisted it, like, so I started the round, it's my default, I start with knits and then do purls. But when I got to the heel, because I did one round back to front, knit purls, and then knit purls. Meaning I ended with purls and I started with knits. So when I then got to the heel, I figured the easiest thing for me to do, I did mention this in the previous clip, I did just the knits and then purls, knit side and then purl side, and then I went to the other side, purl side, and then knit side, because I went right to front. That's what I did, at least, because that was the only thing that made sense with the knitting as well. But because of me starting on a purl column instead of a knit column, ended up with me having this chunky piece here instead of this neat, thin there. So now, or not yet, now, but now that I know that, now that I know that and is aware of it, when I start on the second pair now for my boyfriend, I won't be doing the exact same thing. I will also do I will start with the pearls when I cast on. And the first couple of rounds was kind of difficult to organize because they flip inside out, and all of a sudden it's weird, but because it's, for me at least, it's kind of easy to see. I do read my stitches automatically, so it wasn't really a problem for me to understand what I've done. It was a little tricky but yeah. Now that I know this, that I have to start the second sock with pearls instead of knits, so that this will be this. It'll be great. A different thing. Now, I used one skein each for this. This is the only thing that's left. The only 2 balls that's left. I don't really know how much these are. I am kind of hoping that I don't think they are 20 grams each. They might be 5. But I don't know. I don't really know what to do with them. I have figured out that I kind of really want to knit some bows for a future Christmas tree, because I have that purple sweater that I'm gonna unravel completely and just knit the December bow out of. Maybe I can do some I-cords with those and knit bows and just tie them into a bow. That can work as well. But now I'm gonna put these socks on, and the next pair of socks that I will cast on is the same socks, only a different color. But more about the colors and stuff in that video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.